A lot of what we're really excited about at the Food52 office is, well, the holidays. How to plan menus, how to decorate the home, and my favorite area, which is tablescapes and flower arrangements. Lucky for us, we have in our midst Alexis, who is an absolute genius when it comes to flower arrangements. So the first flower arrangement that we have for you is a fresh flower arrangement, am I right?
That's right, and it's more of a classic approach to flower arranging. In this instance, for the holidays, I thought it would be nice to go for some jewel tones. So I picked some nice reds and purples and deep greens.
Wonderful. So tell us a little bit about why you chose this particular vase here.
Well, to be honest, I picked it because it's shiny and I
pretty.
like it.
Yeah.
But it is a cylinder shape, and those can be a lot more challenging because as you put your flowers in, they tend to all fall to the side. To remedy that, one of my tricks is to use something called a frog. And I have some examples here of some different types. They help you to support the flowers in your vase. And here I have a pokey one. And you would put it in the bottom of the vase and then stab your flower stems into it, and they hold it upright. There are caged ones, and then there are these, which are my personal favorite. I like them because when you're not using them, they look so lovely on your shelf. And so all you do is place it in the bottom of your vase and add water.
So the size of the vase would determine which one of these frogs you would use?
Yes,
Okay.
and they come in all different shapes, and you could even—
Is that good?
Yeah, you could even make a frog if you wanted to out of some chicken wire.
Which would be the flower that you'd pick first?
In this instance, I would pick what I call the hero flower.
Okay.
So that would be this big guy here. I like to pick an odd number, and I think given the size, probably 3 would be a good number.
Okay,
for
for the hero.
Yeah.
How do you know where to cut the stem? Is there an ideal height?
I like to do 2 times the height initially because you can't uncut your flower once you cut it, and it gives you a little wiggle room.
Great.
To measure, it's not very scientific. I just go like this and this.
That seems about right. And is there the perfect way to cut it?
So for a woody stem, you would cut it at an angle and then cut up into the stem a little bit just to give more surface area for the flower to absorb water.
Makes sense. Do you have any tricks to making your fresh flowers last longer?
No, I don't.
My mother usually will add a teaspoon of sugar in the water before she starts making her arrangements, and she swears by it. All I know is that when my mom's visiting, my flowers last longer.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to try it.
What comes next?
Next, I would go for something I call a filler. And that's something kind of leafy without a bloom that you can use to fill in some of the spaces you've made. This guy has a softer stem.
Right.
And I would cut this guy at an angle to create that surface area, and then I wouldn't chop up the stem. Another important tip is to strip off all the flowers that would go beneath the height of the vase so that they don't rot and start to get stinky. These guys will add like a nice drapey effect or some nice height. Next, I like to add a little bit of texture. And in this case, I chose some berries that also have some leaves, so they can also help to fill in any gaps. It's important to step back, take a look at your shape and see where you might need to adjust or add. This is another maybe textural element to add to the arrangement. I just picked them because they're cute and they look like pine cones.
Yes,
and
they do.
It's kind of nodding towards the holidays there.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's looking a little sparse in the center. So I think maybe we should add one more sprig of berries to get give it a little height here, and then we're probably done. And I think this will fit in nicely here.
That looks good.
Now it's ready to go on the dinner table, and there you can take a step back, see what's happening. You can add some things, fluff some things, rearrange some things. For this one, we're going to take a different approach and do a modern, deconstructed flower arrangement using dried flowers.
Why dried flowers?
Well, because they don't die. One of my main strategies is not to be stressed out when creating floral arrangements for a dinner party. We're choosing multiple vases here. I chose a monochromatic color theme to match our dried flowers to give it that modern twist. To start, I'm gonna go with the same basic idea of choosing a hero flower. So I'm choosing this fan-shaped guy because he has a lot of big personality.
Yeah, it's like an origami paper fan.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna select the vase that I think will hold him the best.
Right.
The next guy that I was really interested in was this really drapey fern fella. I was thinking maybe using this pitcher-shaped vase might be nice because he could lay nicely in the little spout there. Just gives a nice sculptural line. This arrangement is just all about the lines and the shape. So you're not fussing too much with trying to match flowers together. You're just really celebrating each one for what they are. Next, I kind of like this fluffy pom-pom here. I'm just gonna look through and see if one has a nice shape. I kind of like this guy here. And I think he could probably fit nicely in this cylinder. So let's start with the 2-time rule. I think he looks good.
He does.
One thing I did notice is this vase started tipping a little bit, and sometimes to cheat, I'll stick like a rock in the bottom of a vase to keep it from tipping, or because these are dried, you could put sand or sugar or salt inside just as a safety measure. Next, I think I'll choose these little prickly
bottle brush
or snowflakey if you're trying to bring in the holiday spirit. I'm gonna try to switch it up a little bit and pick 3 to go into this little vase and see how that looks. I'm just gonna eyeball him around 2 times the height and see what happens. I think they look sweet together.
Yeah, they look great.
And there we have it. So easy. We're just letting the flowers be themselves, basically.
So you obviously have a pattern for this little arrangement, but I was wondering if one could be playful about where one keeps each of these individual units on the tablescape?
Sure. I think it's nice with single stem arrangements to arrange them in clusters so they can all speak to each other. But something else you could do is leave a small grouping together and kind of extend the arrangement by moving one to the side, creating a little bit of tension between the two. Always being careful where you place things so you're not putting things directly in the sight line of someone and they're across the dinner table guest.
Because that would make for a not fun dinner.
Right, or a game of peekaboo.
Shall we go see what it looks like on a real life table?
Sure.